You want a tip?
Yeah.
Don't call somebody on live TV.
Well, you answered. Have other friends anyway. Marshawn, Barry. Listen, I need some tips.
I like L.A.
LA?
No, Dallas. That's
Dallas?
Dallas.
Dallas?
How about Detroit?
I'll call y'all right now. Vanessa.
I got a tip for you. Always go with your gut.
I like that. Let's go with our gut.
You turn on the TV today, and it feels like the world's gone a little crazy. But not in Tennessee. I'm proud of the work we've done the last 4 years. America's fastest growing economy, America's lowest taxes, a lot more skilled trades. We've put families first, like we said we would. And I think we're just getting started. Being your governor has been the honor of my life, and I'd be honored to serve again.
We have had a good time coming back up to Scottsboro, Alabama, and we couldn't not pay a visit once again to Jennifer Kreitner at Unclaimed Baggage, so we're back for more fun. Yeah. Good to see you.
Good to have you again.
I'm loving this conversation this morning because when we were here the last time, you pointed out these paintings, and we didn't have a chance to really get into the story. I'm going to set you up and let you take it from here, but it speaks to not only the treasures you will find, but the authentication process that y'all go through here.
Absolutely.
At Unclaimed Baggage. So you take it away.
Sure. So we received about 7 of these amazing Basquiat paintings. And Basquiat was a 1980s artist. He passed away in his early 20s. His name is Jean-Michel Basquiat. And so you can imagine our surprise when we unpacked these. He has a particular piece of art that sold for over $110 million.
Unbelievable.
So the untold value that Basquiat brings is quite remarkable.
Right, and here you had 7 potentially.
7, and so we were astonished, and so we began this really detailed authentication process. If you buy luxury goods or art or things that are very noteworthy, or jewelry even, we have teams that go through the process to authenticate these things. We do not sell fake anything knowingly, and so we go through an extensive process to verify these. So we were doing our checks and balances on these exquisite pieces of art, and it got the attention of our friends at the FBI, and they came knocking, and they're like, so you have 7 Basquiat. We need to talk about this. We're going to need those. And so, of course, we handed those over to the FBI, and we're so thankful we did. They went through their extensive process, and they were able to determine that these were, in fact, replicas. They're not real, but they're really, really good fakes.
Right.
They're so good, in fact, they said, could we keep a couple of them to help train our agents on counterfeit artwork? And so we still have a number of these in our possession, and they're just so remarkable, and it does tell the story. Just an interesting thing, is it real, is it fake? Yeah. It gives us a chance to tell the rest of the story, and also just supports the fact that we really do a really good job of vetting these products that come to us.
So you loved them so much, and because they did speak to your honesty here, you do display them. But there are other things as you're walking around that have been authenticated very much to be real. Some of it is kind of urban myth, so perhaps people have heard the story of what you have from Donnie and Marie Osmond.
Right, yeah. So we have these incredible pieces from Donnie and Marie as well. These, of course, back in the 1980s, variety shows were very popular, and these sequined garments came to us, and they were designed by Rhett Turner, which was a very famous designer in the 80s for these type shows. And in fact, when we began to research it, we found, Marie Osmond used Rhett Turner. As a matter of fact, here's an exact picture of Donnie wearing this red sequin jacket that we just happen to have in our possession. And so truly, you never know what you're going to find, from these really unusual, amazing finds to some beautiful things in our jewelry department. One of the most expensive things we have in the jewelry counter right now is a ruby ring, and the stone size is 14 carats. It appraised for $41,000.
Oh my word.
And so we're selling it for about $21,000. So we go about half of our jewelry value on appraisals, and so really just some magnificent things that come through here.
That's almost heartbreaking, because you were sharing with me last time that you work exclusively with the major airlines.
Right.
Almost 100% of the time, 99.5% of the time, they have a 90-day policy to get it back in the hands of the original owner, and they find that person.
Right.
So what you're taking is a tiny fraction. heartbreaking to think that someone could have lost that ruby ring and not found it.
Well, how I reconcile that, I'm a human being and I feel these emotions just like you do. But on those types of things, typically a person would have insurance to cover something so precious. And so they would be compensated by the airlines to a certain degree, but certainly by their own personal insurance.
Good point.
But then what I see is the joy in people's faces when a young man comes in and he's able to stretch his dollar to find his, his sweetheart, this incredible diamond ring. Just again, we've even had people engaged here. A gentleman buy the ring and they just turn around and they do it right there on the spot. Is really a precious thing. We have wedding gowns for sale here, and so many young brides come in and they're able to afford a designer that maybe they couldn't afford otherwise, that makes their day even more special. One young bride was able to find her gown in her flower girl gowns, and none of it even had to be altered. It just fit like it was meant to be just for them. And so when I see kind of those stories get redeemed and those items get redeemed, they get a chance at a second life, maybe in your home or someone else's home, maybe my home, so that we can continue to enjoy those things throughout the years.
And that idea of sharing a blessing, and we said this last time, I'll say it again, and you can take it as far as you wish, but you talk about the profit margin there of that $41,000 ring that you were able to sell for $21,000. Still a lot of money, but Unclaimed Baggage has a mission to then give back.
Right. Now, we are a for-profit company, but a third of everything that we receive is given through our charitable foundation that's called Reclaimed for Good. So the Lions Club International, we've given 1.125 million pairs of eyewear to date over the last 25 years to this incredible organization. We give to local homeless missions. As part of our road tour, we've been giving all over the country to homeless missions or women's shelters or foster care facilities all over the country, just providing hygiene items. Actually, in Chattanooga, we work with a couple of ministries there. We work with an organization called a Veterans Warming Center. Mr. Rick Rivera comes here every other month, and he picks up a trailer load of winter goods, feminine hygiene products, and other goods. And he started out focused on veterans, but it's really grown into that. And within usually 48 hours, all of those items are gone. We also, in the Chattanooga area, work with an organization called Cry for the Broken. And their mission is to rescue women that are in sex trafficking or in that particular type of work. And they're able to help get those women off the streets, get them established in addiction recovery, help them find jobs. And so we give them feminine hygiene products and other essentials that they need to be able to minister to these particular women. And that's right there in your backyard. We're constantly trying to find avenues to give back and to truly redeem what was lost for good.
I know that we could talk, and we could still, we're running out of time, but about the fun of coming here over the fall break season and enjoying, getting a jump start on Christmas, and all of that is very worthwhile, and it's a great deal for your dollar. But to know the story behind it all and the heart of it, thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for letting us tell the story.
I'm going to linger over the paintings, even though they're not authentic. You can come and shop Unclaimed Baggage. It's in Scottsboro, Alabama. Their website, which by the way they have a .com, so you can shop that way as well. Come and enjoy. They are closed on Sundays.
Yes.
Recent injury keeping you from getting out? Mobility at Home sells and rents wheelchair ramps so you can get your freedom back. We also have a wide variety of scooters to fit your needs, compact and transportable. Mobility at Home. We make everyday life accessible.
Since 1979, we have proudly been serving the Chattanooga community.
With your support, we have grown beyond our wildest dreams.